Alright Bonox, this video is all about Quan. In this video we're going over 5 cameos who were recently changed, who might be good for Quan now, that he might not have used before. This isn't like a 5 best cameos for Quan kind of idea, because, I mean, to be honest, his best cameos are Serena and Janet, so I mean, we already know that. But these are cameo choices that he might not have just feasibly wanted to pick before that got changed that you could viably use them with him now. So, that being said, let's get into it.
Accept your death.
So the first one is Farah, and we couldn't use her before because she wasn't in the game. But I wanted to go over a little bit with what Quan and Farah can do, because right off the bat, 150 extra health, now we're playing. Now we're in the health game department, you know? So Farah can do a lot of things for Quan. One thing that's really nice is that our 1-2, which is our fastest button, we get a cameo because it has so much cancel advantage that Farah can actually cancel from it. So that's super duper nice. Seeing as how we're usually trying to play some sort of a keep away, Farah can kind of come in and really help with that, whether moving us one way or another. Something like that, we're just kind of playing footsies, blah blah blah, and comes Farah, boom, overhead. This has actually a lot of range, by the way. Like, that's crazy. So people even just trying to come in a little bit, you just smack them with the mix-up, the overhead, and the low. And depending on where they are, we can combo from both of them. So yeah, that's really big. They're trying to close the distance. You can do that if you want. I probably won't be doing that, but you could if you wanted to. She can also help you build your meter, and I kind of think of this similar to Shujinkydink. So say you hit your combo, you can kind of have her come out, cheer you on, and when you're done your combo, you can throw her away so that she kind of recovers and all that kind of stuff. Also, it's really cool in zoning as well. The only thing is they have to be actually hitting your opponent with stuff, but yeah, it builds crazy amounts of meter. And send her away. So yeah, if you find that you're hitting your opponent with stuff, you can pull her out while you're zoning, and then that opens you up for even more meter to do stuff like that. And then you can get all sorts of portals on the screen because you're having all the meter to do so. But just keep in mind that this is only while you hit your opponent, doesn't get you extra meter on block. And finally, of course, this isn't just a Quan thing, but like most characters, if you give them a damage boost, that's a good thing to have. Quan can kind of get a little bit more off his projectiles if he wanted to, or he gets a little bit of extra damage on the combos. You are giving up 50 health for this, by the way, so keep that in mind. I think I would probably want to keep my 1050 health pool, unless I absolutely had to. Or if I have a huge health lead and they're kind of closing in on me anyways, that might be good. It's also armored when she does it, so you could use it kind of in a defensive situation. So yeah, Farah and Quan is very good, but Farah is just very good. So I think you could put Farah with freaking the worst character in the game, and she'd be good. So yeah, Farah and Quan, good match. Moving on. The next one is Darius, and Darius gets some super nice changes. So there's a couple things. One thing you can do is, because now he has a legitimate 50-50 on knockdown, like you can't even see him. There's overhead, and now he has a low option as well. So you can kind of pair that with your projectiles to make some crazy fun to blockable stuff. Like, that's pretty nuts. Not gonna lie. Nice little setup, and that's only half a bar too. So every time you get a knockdown, you could potentially, the input's a little bit tricky, especially if you're trying to do that one with it, because you have to hold down and cameo, but yeah, once you figure that out, that could be pretty sick, and with some guaranteed kind of damage if you can get it pretty close enough. You want to be careful you don't trigger the auto block by getting them too close together. But yeah, that's a pretty nifty little, especially since we're probably going to be full screen anyway, so kind of nice. The Dagon kick stealing meter is quite good, especially with the couple of the hit advantage that you get from it. Stealing an entire bar of meter is pretty crazy, and then sending him full screen with hit advantage to get our zoning going. It does take Darius's full bar, which is kind of unfortunate, but I mean, I get it because it's very strong. Stealing a bar of meter on top of the full screen knockdown is very good. You can actually combo this from our fastest button as well, because of the cancel advantage on the 1-2. So yeah, 257, and he's coming back, but the idea is that you're kind of zoning, you keep them away, and then by the time that Darius comes back, you're able to use them again for something else. So, pretty cool. You can cancel the same sequence into the tornado kicks too, which will actually give Darius more cameo meter back, which is kind of crazy. So half of his cameo meter come back, and then you get knockdown. The knockdown isn't quite full screen, but it's good enough so that you can kind of get a portal up, because that has a little bit more hit advantage than the actual Dagon kick does. You don't get to steal the meter, but I mean, this instance we're only using half of our cameo bar, so that's actually kind of a good trade-off if you want to have some crazy Darius setups. And because you gain 1 bar of the cameo meter back, you can actually call out Darius afterwards if you want on the knockdown for the heel turn move and set up some more zoning shenanigans there. So this cameo is good. These changes are great, and I think they synergize really well with Quan if you wanted to use it. And he gets 50 extra health. They really want us to use this cameo. Use this cameo. I didn't even mention all the things that Darius can do. Some of it I have a really hard time inputting, I think, would probably be my main criticism of this. There's a couple inputs and weird, like, it really took me a while to understand like how this whole sequence worked and get the timing down on what this does. This is also a launcher, by the way, because you can jump cancel it. So yeah, we'll see if this cameo, these are the changes that this cameo wants, but I think the synergy with Quan is really, really good, and definitely a viable option to use now, where it wasn't really before. So yeah, that's Darius. Next up is Frost, and Frost was always kind of a good cameo pick. I remember watching Kelso play with Frost a lot in Kombat League, but now is even better. Like, not only do we have this new ambush move that's a wall, so basically with this move, this can create some pressure sequences with this mid-screen, so we don't even need to, we're basically at the corner whenever we freaking want. And boom, you're eating armored pressure there until the wall disappears. There is a little bit of a cooldown because she doesn't start charging back again until the wall is gone. And then, see, now she'll start to recharge. Yeah, so there is a little bit of cooldown, but that's to be expected. You're putting a wall up in the freaking screen, so that's good. The next one is the, this has much nicer scaling. Like, you could combo from it before and stuff like that, but the scaling wasn't the greatest. So now, like, we can get some sick combos. So one thing that I noticed is when I put this on the screen, at least when I'm playing, I kind of want to run away from it, which is like perfect opportunity to be like, nope, you're not going anywhere. Just kind of boot them into it. I mean, yeah, half a cameo meter, 351. Quan doesn't usually see that type of damage. So it's kind of nice just to have that option. Not to mention it's also good in your zoning to kind of like, you got to be aware of it. They're kind of just stuck there until it goes away. Side note, you can also use this to turn Skydrop into a combo. And the damage it does now. 385 from Skydrop. That's actually crazy. 400 damage because you ate a Skydrop. So there's the kind of the guess there. Am I going to boot you into it? And if you're ducking, I can always do this. And then I wonder if we could do this as well. Oh, that works! Look at that. Our new, that was our new mid kick, by the way. So yeah, that'll combo into it as well. It kind of splats them towards it. I'll have to play around with that. I actually just found that out in this moment. So you're witnessing first-hand dink tech. And then her low frost actually combos off of the 1-2. This isn't something new, but just in case you didn't know. And there's enough hit advantage there so we can throw out one of these portals, which means the rest of the combo is going to be unbreakable. So the opponent can't block until just like the end of the combo. Or can't break, sorry, until the end of the combo. When it disappears right at the end there, and then Frost is basically already back for another one. And then we have tricky mix-ups. I've said that I don't really consider these to be like too great of mix-ups because like you can kind of see her coming from off screen, but you might catch a couple people with it here and there. So just some good options. I find also that just doing this into that good full screen push away. They are high, so you kind of gotta find a way to get people to block them, and that's why you do it off the 2-1-4 because they're waiting for that second overhead. And in comes Frost, charging away. So yeah, that could be good too. And then of course this is just a good pushback, +4 on block. Bam, you're full screen. So Frost has lots of ways to help us out now. It doesn't give us any health, which kind of sucks, but I mean, that might be asking a little bit too much for, you know, how good all of her stuff is. So yeah, now even more viable than she was before. Next we have Jax, and Jax was a good choice before. There was really one big change that made me kind of look at him again. Not only does he give us 100 health, so that's useful, he kind of gives us a little bit more damage on some of our combos, what we can do. Unblockable is always good to have. But the main reason I was looking at him again was because they've changed his square wave move here. So this is +7 on block now. It has some really nice pushback, so I can basically kind of get something out for free. Not for free, you gotta be careful, depends on the matchup obviously, but just nice pushback, boom, something like that. It's just a good get-off-me tool, which is something that Quan really needs. So that, on top of the 100 health, on top of the damage that he gives us, on top of the ground pound, just more reasons than ever to use Jax. That was a little sneaky deaky there, yeah? Instant air skull off the ground pound? I've been working on these actually. I'm getting them nice and crispy. I say as I miss one, but that's pretty cool, huh? How low can you go? Big chompy? Oh yeah, brother. +5 on block. Anyway, sorry, I got a little bit distracted there. I was excited, but yeah. Not really much to go over with Jax. I just think that that's just one more reason to play him that didn't really have before, because I think it was -3 or -4, but now it's +7. So yeah, I can get us out of some hairy scenarios. Push back, boom, we're full screen. Easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And now, for the cameo that I think changed the most for Quan Chi, and probably won't be a surprise to any of y'all. And the one that changed the most is Motaro. That's why I'm playing it, and it was such a seemingly small change, but it definitely justified losing 50 health. 850 health is pretty crazy to play with. Doesn't matter if they can never hit you. Not only can we counter zone with our reflex shield, also we have a regular teleport to teleport behind, but we also have a far teleport to teleport full screen. That's crazy. That's exactly where we want to be from any scenario. We do this mid string, which is usually unsafe on block. Pull us out of it. Boom, full screen, baby. Low shot, of course. +17. That basically allows me to pull up a portal of any choosing that I want. Full screen again. And the cooldown is really nice on this. Like, it's kind of similar to like Sonya's onion rings. Just kind of always available. And of course, being a low, and of course, decent range on that too. Pushback on top of it. So yeah, if you want to play like a straight keep away Quan, this is definitely the cameo that you want to use with it. Turret shenanigans, all the chip damage you can get here. That's insane. That's actually insane. That's a lot of freaking. That's all chip damage. But yeah, the big thing that changed for me for Motaro was that far away teleport. Just being able to pull you out of danger, full screen. One thing you can do, which is cool with this as well, is you can just do sky drop, pulls you away, pulls you to safety. What if they block it though, you might say? Pulls you to safety. If you just want to throw out a sky drop for whatever reason, there you go. Pull out a sky drop. I have been using this a little bit to make people whiff, so I'll do something like this. They'll try and punish it, and because I've teleported away, I'm standing forward in Bone Dome. Another nice thing about this cameo, that's a combo starter. Boom. 310 damage. What do you know? Also off of our biggest punish. The 1-2 Bone Dome input is a little bit tricky, depending on where your opponent is on the map. So that will take a little bit of. But Motaro is just there's definitely a reason to be playing him with 850. I still don't think he's as good with Quan as he is with Janet and Serena, but I'd say he's probably top 3, definitely top 5 cameo. And that's it. 5 cameos who got some buffs, and I now think are viable to play with Quan Chi. Let me know if you've been messing around with anything weird. I'd love to see what you got. Of course, we're community here and that kind of thing, so if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like because it really helps me out, and subscribe if you haven't, because I make new videos almost every single day. Hashtag Bonehawks, all that stuff, and we'll see all you Bonehawks in the next video.
Accept your death.